By Sprite. It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Thank you for being with us on this very special Christmas Eve. Tonight, we'll be watching the Los Angeles Clippers playing against the Golden State Warriors. And for Golden State, they've won 8 of their last 10, looking really strong. They've got to be pleased. Let's talk about J.J. Redick. A little slow start to his NBA career, but he has found a home.
Yes, he was a little one-dimensional coming out of college, but now he's a key part of any scouting report. Got to give him credit, Ernie. He's improved as a defender, good all-around scorer. His ability to hurt you from anywhere really stretches defense. This kid can flat-out shoot that rock.
Tip-off right around the corner. Let's get it out to Kevin Harlan.
Small forward, 6 feet 7 inches, number 22, Matt Barnes. Starting at shooting guard, 6 feet 4 inches, number 4, J.J. Redick. And in the middle, 6'11", from Texas A&M, number 6, DeAndre Jordan. And at forward, 6'10", from Oklahoma, number 32, Blake Griffin. At guard, 6 foot from Wake Forest, number 3, Chris Paul. Doc Rivers is the head coach for your home team.
On the road and hungry for a win against a Western Conference rival, the Golden State Warriors are ready for this thing to get started. The sports fans are all nestled beside the 2K Sports broadcast as we bring you visions of NBA action this fine Christmas Eve. Ho, 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 ho. You look at the Clippers. They're pretty rattled right now after a road trip in which they did not win a game. Now they hope to get back on track here at home.
Always difficult. The 4th game in 5 days is a real challenge, not only physically, but mentally. You have to stay sharp, guys have to be attentive, and then you need everybody to play at a good level. Otherwise, you struggle.
Yeah, it's easy to become a rudderless ship in a game like this, and this is when leadership really comes into play. You need those 1 or 2 guys to keep the team focused and moving in the same direction.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. Setting the floor for the Warriors. Curry and Thompson, the Splash Brothers in the backcourt. Barnes and Green, the forward tandem. And it's Ezeli in at the 5.
Well, he had that height separation there on the mid-range jump shot. Really good job of taking advantage of that.
You know, this Golden State team is clearly on the rise, but they're not without weaknesses. A bad turnover differential and free throw differential, both things that have plagued this team.
Now here's Barnes, averaging 9 points per contest. It's stolen by Green. There's the pick. It's Thompson off the drive. Nobody near Barnes. Bangs home the trifecta. Barnes has got himself on the board with 3 there.
Then you look at the free throw disparity for the Warriors. Not the most surprising stat. They're more of a jump shooting team than a slashing team. But if you're going to settle for jump shots, then you can't also turn it over at a high rate. I think that's where they have to improve.
Hall and Ezeli with the block. And he gets it back. Redick for 3. It's another look.
Offensively, 1 of 4 to start. They're still trying to find their stroke. Right
side Curry. Thompson from long range. LA's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Jordan sets the pick for Paul. Barnes kicks to Paul. Now here's Redick, guarded by Green. There's the dish to Griffin. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Redick. It's rebounded by Golden State. And Steph Curry, an all-star starter last season, but he also led the league in turnovers, Clark, with over 4 games.
Well, the other side of that coin is he did set a career high in assists as well, but there's no question when you talk about him solidifying his place among the elite point guards in the league, the turnover numbers have to come down, and I'm sure he'll work on that.
Gotta love the finger roll up and over the defense.
Clippers trail by 6. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Jordan with a screen on Thompson. Redick passes to Paul. Nobody near Barnes. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. And it's 6 points for Barnes. Warriors leading by 3. Outside Curry. On the wing, Thompson. Thompson left side. Here's Ezeli, and he uses the glass on the layup.
You know, that putback's about as easy as it's going to get. You have to put a body on someone down there.
Well, no box out. That's the results you get right there.
Now here's Redick. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Outside Griffin. The fadeaway. That's good.
Could be the first of many mid-range jump shots we see from him today.
Warriors have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway.
Blake Griffin, arguably the top posterizer in the game. Opponents don't like being embarrassing. They'll take a hard foul on him if need be. Some have said that Griffin needs to retaliate for his own well-being. He's got to go back at some of those guys.
A big group substitution here for the Clippers. Glenn Davis is checked in for Jordan. Douglas Roberts comes in for Barnes. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's Farmar in for Paul. Different look here for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Ezeli. Lee comes in for Draymond Green. Andre Iguodala is checked in for Barnes. And it's Livingston in for Curry. And Griffin has said he thought about retaliating for the hard fouls, but he said, Steve, you know, it might be best for me, but getting suspended would be very bad for my team. He had his head on straight, obvious.
Well, yeah, credit him for trying to keep his cool and not get caught up in the moment. But understand that there's always a two-way street. He oftentimes initiates the contact, and he's such a physical player that he's always going to get caught up and tangled up with other players.
Here is Livingston, following the basket by Blake Griffin. Livingston dishes to Iguodala. 6 on the shot clock. Iguodala left side. Lee kicks to Iguodala. Livingston passes to Thompson. Spates with a screen on Crawford. And it's Thompson again missing.
Well, with that much space off the pick, you've got to drop that in.
Yeah, you got to make that one. I mean, that's a high-quality shot you should make 9 out of 10 times.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Warriors ahead, up by 1. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles.
Spend your Christmas day with the NBA. Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors take on Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers, a division rivalry in the Pacific. Be there.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game, stats-wise?
And they set the tone there defensively with their shot blocking. They've been really intimidating down in the paint area.
You know, in the rest of the game, Steve, shooters will be looking around for the shot blockers because of what's happened in this quarter.
The Clippers trail. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, on the wing, Thompson and Iguodala. David Lee is out there with Maurice Spates, and it's Livingston in at the 1 spot. Now here's Crawford. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
Put in a lot of good work on the boards. That helped him too.
Just 2 to shoot. Fires top of the key. Crawford missing again.
Maurice Spates, a big man with a nice shooting touch. Last season, an uptick in three-point attempts for him, and that might be a good move, developing the shot outside the arc. The three and the way the game is played now is much more valuable than the long two-point shot.
The drive by Iguodala, and he banks in the layup. Iguodala's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Warriors. Clippers trail by 3. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Farmar kicks to Crawford. Davis setting the pick for Crawford. Teardrop shot. That is good. Crawford's got his first points in this one. And Mo Spates, a backup big for Florida during their second NCAA title in 07.
And he declared for the draft in 2008. He's taken 16th overall. He's been a solid rotation player throughout his career. He could probably improve a little bit defensively, but offensively, he's got the ability to score out there, both inside and out.
Now here's Crawford. They now take the lead. Crawford's got 4 points in the quarter.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Livingston kicks to Thompson. Spates with a screen on Crawford. Off the left rim and out.
What was the defense doing there? I mean, he is not the guy to give an open look to, and yet they got away with it.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Gentlemen, as you know, David Lee is a 2-time All-Star, and he said, "I'm very confident in my own abilities. My biggest thing is to be consistent. Anybody can go out and have a good couple of games, but to produce game in and game out is the most difficult thing in this league. I feel like I've done that. Kevin, he comes ready to play every game."
You know what you're going to get from him all the time, Doris. Thanks. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Davis. Barnes comes in for Blake Griffin. J.J. Redick's checked in for Chris Douglas-Roberts. And it's Paul in for Jordan Farmar. Then for the Warriors, Green, he's checked in for Lee. Barnes comes in for Thompson. And Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. Now here's Redick. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against the Hawks in Atlanta. Deep 2 from Crawford. Crawford missing again.
The defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did to force that miss. Well done.
And they call an illegal screen here.
Now, tough call there on that illegal screen.
He didn't look set to me, Steve. I thought that was a good call.
Estes Ezeli, he's jacked in for Maurice Spates. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%.
You know, it took a little while, but at the Staples Center now, the team to fear is the Clippers. They were tough here at home last year.
Looking at the last game for the Golden State Warriors, it was a loss to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, I thought their defense in that game was about as shaky as it could be. At home, that kind of defense isn't going to cut it. Never mind if you're on the road.
They really looked tired to me, and I don't know if they had travel issues or if they were out too late, but something was amiss because they had no energy.
Well, when Harrison Barnes first stepped onto the scene, it was in the middle of the Warriors' 2013 playoff run. But he didn't exactly build upon that streak as people were hoping for last year. The playing time just wasn't there.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And I remember that run for Barnes. He would play as a stretch 4 and looked unguardable at times in their series against the Nuggets and then the Spurs. Definitely was hoping for more of that this past season.
And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Curry dishes to Ezeli. Back to Curry, pulls it up. And the Warriors miss again. You know, for Barnes, it was an awkward place for him to be, and they brought in Iguodala, and he was moved to the bench. A lot of people thought that that would be a boon for him. He would be more focused on the offensive side of things with that second unit in particular and could really thrive.
Yeah, and the change in role and adjusting to being the first option with the second unit, I think was overwhelming for him. And, you know, I think you have to remember Barnes is still a very young player, a lot of room for growth, very talented, very skilled, and he's going to get a lot better. Taking a look here at some numbers for Paul. He's been just lighting it up recently. The stats speak for themselves. He's around 18 points per game, 9 assists, and just over 2 steals. And I think the playmaking really stands out to me that he's been doing it. So many times the plays he can generate seem to change the momentum of a game.
I agree wholeheartedly there. I mean, it's underestimated what his passing brings to this team.
1:10 left in the first half of the game. Iguodala outside. Passes to Curry. Back to Iguodala. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Iguodala's got 5 points now this quarter. For Los Angeles, they've gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Jordan kicks to Crawford. A rebound by Ezeli.
This quarter has not been his best. The defense may be starting to affect him a little bit.
Curry passes to Green. On the wing, it's Iguodala. And here is Green, averaging 12 points a game. Curry's shot is good.
Well, it's easier to protect the lead if you can get nice high percentage shots rather than settle for long three-pointers that they did in the first quarter.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, shooting percentage a function of shot selection. I think they've got to keep the pressure on each possession, and I think that's easy to do when you're attacking the paint and not settling for threes.
Boy, nice work inside. Tough to get that shot over a big defender like that.
Oh, that takes skill and creativity, Steve, particularly on the release to make sure he doesn't get a hand on it.
Outside, Green. And it's off from three-point range. And the first half ends in a close one. Warriors lead by 2. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Yes, Kevin, here with Doc Rivers. And Doc, so far in this game, do you feel like the team is struggling getting good looks?
I don't mind the shots. They're good shots for the most part. I would like extra passes every once in a while, but overall, our shots have been not bad. We got to get stops.
Coach, thank you for the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you for the great interview, Doris. We'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime. Los Angeles has gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory.
Well, both teams might try to deny it, but the Clippers and the Warriors are heated rivals. They do not seem to like each other. The matchup seems to get chippy and even a little nasty sometimes.
Blake Griffin down low and DeAndre Jordan. CP3 at point with Redick near the back. And it's Barnes in at the 3 side. That's who's out there for the Clippers. And here are the Warriors now. Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, the Clippers' backcourt of Chris Paul and J.J. Redick, a great combo. But the two were bitter rivals playing in the ACC, even exchanging blows back in 2004. Redick said, "I knew he didn't like me, and I didn't like him either." Paul said it was their competitive natures that led them to clash. But guys, as teammates, they become good friends.
Yeah, sometimes the players you hate to face make the best teammates. Thanks, Doris.
And, you know, looking at this rivalry just under the microscope, if you will, it's customary for a lot of teams to share chapel services prior to games. However, the Clippers have declined to do so with the Warriors over the last couple of seasons.
And that one's good. Azili's got it all tied up now for the Warriors.
That's some tenacity inside, battling for the second chance points.
Griffin kicks to Paul. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. And that's now 7 points for Chris Paul.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They sure are. That's 3 straight buckets that have come off of assists.
Thompson misses. And for the Clippers and the Warriors, both teams have followed a very similar trajectory. And for so long, really, Steve, the cellar dwellers of the NBA, they're now contenders.
Yeah, the stakes are high, but make no mistake, these two teams flat out dislike one another. Kevin, they say familiarity breeds contempt. Maybe that's the case in this division.
Blake Griffin has been an all-star from his first season. He came in averaging 22 and 12. And it's not always easy to improve on numbers like that, but Griffin, bit by bit, is doing just that.
Free throw drops for Griffin.
And Griffin improving offensively. You know, defenses come slower. He's got short arms, relatively speaking, and that limits him as a shot blocker, but he can do better, you know, avoiding cheap fouls and reacting more quickly in help situations. Tell you, with his work ethic, there's no reason he can't get there.
Spates checked in for the Warriors. Blake Griffin hits them both. And for Griffin, perhaps not quite as voracious a rebounder as he was in his first couple seasons.
But Kevin, still 10 a game or close to 10 a game, that's still a pretty strong number in the NBA. And he did play with the league's leading rebounder in DeAndre Jordan.
The Clippers have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Jordan sets the pick for Paul. Pass to Redick. The tray. And he gets the bucket. Redick's got the lead up to 4 now for the Clippers.
Everything working for him out of the half as they've hit 4 of their first 5 shots.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. He was all alone on that one. 7 points for Steph Curry.
And this is great. 3-pointers going down quickly at both ends.
Yeah, it took them no time to answer back on that possession.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
And you don't need to dig too deep into the box score to figure out why they lost the game. I mean, their shooting percentage was abysmal.
You know, sometimes we talk about the defense getting into the heads of the opposing players, but it seemed that night they got in their own heads, couldn't get out of their own way as they lost confidence at the offensive end.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Glenn Davis is checked in for Jordan. And Chris Douglas-Roberts subbed in for Barnes. Launches it. And that one's good. And the Clippers lead by 4.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Golden State's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. With floor spacing, Steve, more important than ever in today's NBA, some have questioned the pairing of Griffin and Jordan in the Clipper frontcourt.
Well, I think it's worked out just fine. I think they could add a stretch 4 behind those two guys and maybe mix him in during the rotations. But all in all, Griffin and Jordan have played awfully well together at both ends of the floor.
Ball outside. It's tipped. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
He would not be denied on that one, no matter what the defender threw at him.
Yeah, he needed just a little more effort to make that stop.
I don't know. I don't think any amount of effort would have done it. I mean, that guy was flying to the hoop.
Now, here's Thompson. He's got 5. Barnes kicks to Green. Golden State moving the ball around. Shot clock at 6. Barnes dishes to Thompson. Spates trying to break loose. Off target with his 3.
They've been strong on the boards. There's no disputing that.
That's what the box score says. Still anybody's game, though.
Davis sets a screen. Here's Douglas Roberts. Barnes grabs the miss.
That's a tough one there because he's wide open. That's a shot he expects to make.
Green with a screen on Davis. Livingston passes to Green. Now Barnes. He has 7. Feeds to Thompson. Lets it go with a 3. And it's Thompson again missing.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Griffin sets the screen for Paul. Now the pass to Douglas Roberts. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Good if it goes. Cannot hit. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Clippers ahead. They're up by 4. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles.
Spend your Christmas Day with the NBA. Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder go up against Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs. It's the NBA Thursday.
And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
This was a showstopper, wasn't it? Just a difficult pass to make, and he makes it flawlessly. He just set up that alley-oop.
And Golden State looking at who they've got. Steph, Clay, and Dre on the perimeter. Green at the 4 with Lee at the 5. Curry kicks to Lee. The 9-foot shot. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Farmar dishes to Jordan. Crawford left side. That drops and it comes off an assist from Jordan. 6 points for Crawford.
Not trying to rattle any rims or racks there. Just up and in with the finger roll.
Curry passes to Iguodala. Kicks to Thompson. Lee sets a screen for Thompson. Just 4 to shoot. The shot by Curry, no good.
And that's a shot he had to take.
For sure, it was a good decision, just poor execution.
Crawford kicks to Farmar. Back to Crawford. Misses off the right iron.
And he continues to search for his rhythm. It's eluded him to this point.
And stolen by Farmar. Plenty of space. And that's good for 2. And the Clippers lead by 8. Timeout called the Warriors. And at this point of the game, getting a break here, important for the teams to regroup, and for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. Get ready to play strong to finish off the game. Griffin's checked in for J.J. Redick. And the Warriors also making a change. Vasili's checked in for David Lee. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard the Warriors coach as he addressed his team. He told his players, guys, we're letting opportunities slip away in transition. Let's push it up the floor, look to score some points in early offense. Kevin, can they pick up the tempo?
All right, Doris, clock at 6. Here's Thompson on the money from 12 feet away.
He presents a defender with a serious challenge, always.
Clippers leading by 6. Dishes it to Griffin. And the rejection by Ezeli. And now in transition, here we go. Iguodala.
Had a pretty good look at the basket, but defensively they did a nice job rotating, forcing the miss.
Dives for it. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. All checked in for the Clippers.
Substitution for the Clippers. Chris Paul.
On defense, the Warriors. Griffin inside, working on Green. Fades away. Another miss by Griffin. Warriors trail by 6. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Pass to Curry. 6 on the shot clock. Nice jump shot from the top of the key.
Well, those are key baskets. We know he can deliver down the stretch.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They're up by 4. 1:57 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Into Jordan. Deflects the pass. Iguodala against Crawford. Thompson. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. Now just a 2-point Clipper lead. The Clippers have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Paul dishes to Crawford. He feeds it to Griffin. Shot from 16 and no good. Trying to use the glass. The Warriors have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Curry passes to Thompson. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. And he hits it to tie the game up. That one just took the air right out of the crowd.
Yeah, he simply said, sit down and keep quiet with that one.
Yeah, that's right. Nothing coming out of these fans now.
Now here's Paul. Crawford, no one around him. Gets the jumper from the corner to point. And the Clippers lead by 2.
Whoa, Nelly, listen to that.
That shot eliciting a roar from this gigantic crowd.
That was huge, guys. Absolutely huge.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. They trail by 2. 1:06 left to play in the final quarter. And the Clippers making a change here. Redick is checked in. And Golden State also making a change. Barnes, he's checked in for Andre Iguodala. Here's Thompson. Now the feed to Curry. Thompson outside. Green kicks to Ezeli. Thompson outside. 5 to shoot. Rebound by the Clippers.
Boy, that was a tough one because if that goes down, you tie the score.
And you know they wanted it to go down. They put together a nice run. That would have tied it.
Now here's Barnes. Back to Paul. Jordan with the screen on Curry. Paul dishes to Griffin. Kicks it out to Paul. Jacks up a 3. A rebound by Ezeli. Timeout called the Warriors. They're losing by 2. 20 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, what's your take?
Well, what do you think, Clark? Do you go for the 2 or the 3 here?
I don't think you choose one or the other ahead of time. I think you try to take what's available. You get the best shot as quickly as you can.
Warriors have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Puts up the baby hook. Jordan with the block. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. .11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Smart foul there. You've got to try to extend the game.
Yeah, it's still close, but they're fighting that clock as much as the score right now.
And so they foul intentionally.
Harrison Barnes. That's his first personal foul, second team foul. At the line for your Clippers, Chris Paul. At the line for 2.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ball game.
Clutch free throws there to ensure that they're going to go home with the W.
So it's the Clippers taking the win in a close one. And Clark, you know, it was quite a nail-biter.
Yeah, it was tight. Their guys were able to come up with big plays down the stretch, and that's the difference.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, thank you. Chris, how important are the fans to this team right now? You guys just seem to gather so much energy from their energy.
The fans have been unbelievable, and we're going to need this all season long. You know, the Clippers fans really pulled us through in this one, and we're going to need them again next game.
Chris, you give them plenty to cheer about. Thank you. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan player of the game, Blake Griffin.